Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, I hope you guys have been enjoying this entire day. We've got a few more interviews to go, so don't go anywhere. And who's coming up next? Let's see. Ball of energy, speaker, author, all around just kind of fun to talk with. Maria's here. Maria, what's happening?
Hey, I'm here. Executive producer, CEO, impact investor.
Yeah, just I
This
mean,
is
and that's just
so.
that was just on Tuesday.
I love what you're doing. This is so beautiful. I was listening in, and the energy and everything. It's just such a. It's so great to celebrate this. It just makes us stop and think about it. Yeah, we rule. We rock.
Yeah, we rock. And so many different um like careers and journeys have been shared today, and it's all new. Not one person has, said something basically traditional. It's like
Oh,
we're out there, we're in all walks of life, not just
yeah.
certain walks. And that's amazing for me. I love it. So let's dig in. Let's talk about it. Raising over $10 million in funding, really? Huh? Excuse me?
Well, next year we'll be we're actively building a fund now, a self-generating fund. So that'll be in the what is it, 3, 6, 9 figure range. We're working on, so it's gonna be
Mm.
awesome. You know what? I tell you what, I had it was so amazing. Yes, I've raised a lot of money for myself and others to move things forward. I love years. I had my money story was just money was used as a tool, a power tool in my family. I had deserving issues, all that. And I remember when I started my first business, and I had always had a successful career in the corporate healthcare world. So it was corporate. I always had a high budgets. I had team, right? I didn't have to deal
Mhm.
with the money part. And I'll never forget when I started my first business in 1990, and it was a retail business. And I got stuck. Not that I got stuck, we were growing so fast. The demand exceeded the capacity, and I needed
Wow.
capital. And I was like, it freaked me out, the thought of money or talking to people about money. And I thought that was so fascinating. And then after that, I just went on this journey of really understanding about money, how to receive it, how to, embrace it, be happy with my money. And now to me, money is it's a very spiritual tool. I just love to see it circulated into its highest and best use. So when you take
So
that approach, it's a lot easier to bring it in.
so how did you get to that point where it wasn't something that overwhelmed you? Because I think that stops a lot of people. They don't want to ask for money. They don't want to spend money. And sometimes they don't think their services or their business or their offerings are worth money. How do you
Yes.
get past all that negative talk when it comes to money?
Well, a lot of it is about deserving, number one. So you have to get past the whole deservability issue, because honestly, if you're not letting money in, if you're not expanding your capacity to receive, as I call it, you're not letting money in. You're doing harm. I mean, you're not serving your clients. You're not serving the people that need it most. You're not able to. You're not building something that's bigger than you. And that's the other thing, we have to think of the things that we're doing. If we're in service and we're creating something that's going to benefit others, that's bigger than us. So
Oh
stop
yeah.
thinking of money like we have a tendency to think of, if I let money in, I'm kind of accumulating it. And no, that's not it. Just look at it as, one way to do it is to think of it as circulating through you into its highest and best use. So that's one way to let it in, because the money honestly is all around you. I always say, no matter what you think or heard in the media, the money hasn't left the planet. You're swimming in it. It's really around you. You have the opportunity to, call it in. So if you're going to put out, if you're a giver and you're putting things out, you got to let it back in. It's got to circulate. Otherwise you're just gonna it's going to wreak havoc in your life. But deservability is a big issue.
So there's, entrepreneurs out there, female entrepreneurs, it's International Women's Day, that are just getting started. And they're going, man, if I could just raise some funds to help me get over the next hump, to get through the next year, I'd be great. How do you get started in fundraising for your business?
Well, the first thing is make sure there has to be purpose for the money. You don't raise money because you need it. You raise money because there's a purpose for it. So get really clear on what the purpose is. Make sure you have get your vision clear. Like, why are you doing what you're doing? Because if people don't feel your passion and your vision, that you're not going to bring in the money. The other thing is to have a plan together. Like, what if you raise $100,000? What are you going to do with the 100,000? How is it going to be returned? Have an understanding. And if you don't have an understanding of it, then ask for help. Work with people that can help you in figuring that out. You don't have to be a financial whiz. I'm not a financial person, but I know how to raise money. Like, I know my numbers enough to say, oh, this is a really good deal. Like, if we raise $5 million, it's going to help us create $100 million in the company.
Wow.
And that's actually what we're doing right now with one of our companies. And so I can really articulate that because my team has, we have the vision and we put together the plan, and this is what it's going to look like when we raise money. So I think you have to get clear on that, what the purposes of the money is. Money loves clarity. And surround yourself with the people that, if you don't know how to do it, get some support around that, because it's really critical. And then the next thing is, there's other, I can't get into it now, but there's different strategies. Like, there's different money you bring in at different times. There's debt financing, there's equity financing. So you have to understand what kind of money that you need. And at any stage, even if you're starting up, no matter what, there's a source of funding for you. And it gets easier as you get more confident and you do things that are high purpose, and you're very clearly articulating your offer. Just like you make a sales offer, in your business, if you give me this is what I can deliver to you. It's the same thing when you're fundraising. So when you start getting clear and confident, the money will pour in, because the only way for people to make money is to actually, or investors to make money, is to invest their money. So people are always looking for opportunities. And that's why I would say there's plenty of money around you. You just have to get clear about it.
You have programs or have access to programs that have been helping startups, correct? What kind of programs do you guys create, distribute?
Well, right now I have some like bridge financing, personal loans. I kind of I can lead people into just some bridge financing opportunities. We also invest. I mean, I have my own fund. My partner and I have built a fund, and so we invest in a number of initiatives. Not everyone is we have a certain criteria, and it's only open at certain times of the year when we're looking at projects. It's not for everybody. So I educate people. I point them in the right direction. I'm not doing it as much right now, although I am getting back to. I took a little sabbatical so I could build my fund and build our other companies. But I think this information and this is very important. So yes, I'm going to be putting out and sharing more about that. I have a book called The Money Hasn't Left the Planet, and that's coming out, and Love Yourself Rich is coming out, and you're just sharing more strategies of what works. So Teresa, it's the basic. Get clear on what your vision is. Have purpose for the money. If you need to raise money, just understand what you're using the money for, and then surround yourself with people that have either been there, done that, or really have a knowledge base of it. They can help you open doors. They can get clear on your offering.
You mentioned it. I was about to mention it next, but you put it out there. You got a book coming out, Love Yourself Rich. What is that book going to be about? Because I'm loving the title.
Well, it's Loving Yourself Rich. Love Yourself Rich is an acronym. It stands for. It's an acronym. It's a metaphor for life, a way of life. It's also the story. It's my story as well. But Rich is R stands for expand your capacity to receive. And that's what we're talking about. Doing things that allow you to bring the money in. I think that's a big issue with women, is they give, but they don't allow it to come in. So there's some very clear things that you want to do on a regular basis. We're building $100 million fund. I had to be able to step into that amount. Like I had to do the work myself to be able to receive that much money, into our fund. That's a big amount to be a steward of. Is just igniting your passion, igniting your intentions. We don't do that enough. We put our energy into things that we're not really loving or where we should be focused. So I teach you how to focus on doing the things that you love, and C is consciously choosing. You got to get really clear on what you want. We stop living in default, start, declaring things. And H is asking for help and allow the how to happen. So I show people how to build teams of 3 to 5 people, how to build your own powerful advisory team or wisdom council, and surround yourself with the people that have been there, done that. A lot of people don't know how to ask for help or how to allow themselves to surround them. And once you have people around you that know what they're doing and they can support you, that opens doors to money. That opens doors to opportunity. It's really easy once you just get into that rhythm. And so you can apply this to money. You can apply it to love. You can apply it to anything in your life.
I'm so
And
glad you could take a few minutes and come on and hang out with me. What does International Women's Day mean to you?
to me, it's like a stake in the ground. It's just a day that we get to just take stock in who we are as a women, a community, what we've accomplished. I think we're so powerful. I think we have the ability to rule the world and create peace on the planet. And I think it's a beautiful acknowledgement and celebration of who we are. And it reminds us, to just stop and breathe and look at that. So this is where I get to celebrate all my sisters. I celebrate you anyway, everyone, but it's to have a day is really beautiful. And by the way, Teresa, I didn't tell you also, if I would like to share, I have a little freebie download that may help people. It's 20 money boosts. And so if people go to zenmoneysolutions.com, they can download my free, just a free love letter on how to do 20 things that you can do to boost your traction for money.
And if you guys didn't catch that web address, you know what to do. Go to Tigo Direct. Everybody is in there. Her profile's there. Type in Maria. We'll make sure that link is there so you can get to her offer and get to Maria. Send her a message. It'll get to her inbox. I promise. Maria, you are the best. I thank you so much for hanging out on International Women's Day. I know we are going to have many more conversations down the road. You are fantastic. I look forward to it as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on International Women's Day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.